15 worst trades in NFL history ever. Trades in the NFL can either elevate a team to new heights or plunge them into the depths of despair. Throughout its history, the league has witnessed some blockbuster deals that have left fans scratching their heads and franchises reeling from the aftermath. From ill-fated quarterback swaps to misguided draft pick trades, here are the 15 worst trades in NFL history ever. Get ready to dive into the highs and the lows of NFL trade history. Let's roll. Imagine trading away a player coming off 3 All-Pro seasons. That's exactly what the Texans did in 2020, sending DeAndre Hopkins, along with a 4th-round pick, to the Cardinals for David Johnson, a 2nd-round pick, and a 4th-round pick. Hopkins had amassed an impressive 315 receptions, 4,115 yards, and 31 touchdowns in those 3 seasons. The trade left many scratching their heads, especially considering Hopkins' value and the Texans' desperate need for offensive firepower. It was a jaw-dropping move that backfired spectacularly. In 1989, the Cowboys orchestrated one of the most lopsided trades in NFL history, acquiring Herschel Walker from the Vikings. The trade involved an astonishing 18 players and draft picks, with the Cowboys receiving 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and several players. This move transformed the Cowboys from perennial losers to Super Bowl champions. Meanwhile, the Vikings saw little return on their investment, failing to capitalize on Walker's talent. It was a trade that reshaped the landscape of the NFL for years to come. Picture this: the Colts passing on future Hall of Famer John Elway in the 1983 NFL Draft. It's hard to fathom, yet that's exactly what happened. Elway, the number 1 prospect, refused to play for the Colts, forcing a trade to the Broncos. The Colts received offensive tackle Chris Hinton, quarterback Mark Herman, and a 1st-round pick in return. Meanwhile, Elway went on to become a legend in Denver, leading the Broncos to 3 Super Bowl victories. It was a missed opportunity of epic proportions. Denver's acquisition of Russell Wilson in 2022 was supposed to be a game-changer. The Broncos traded away 3 players, 2 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks to the Seahawks for the star quarterback. However, Wilson's tenure in Denver was marred by disappointment. He struggled on the field, posting an 11-19 record as a starter, and clashed with the organization off the field. Ultimately, the Broncos cut ties with Wilson, leaving them without a premier quarterback and questioning the wisdom of the trade. In 1987, the 49ers made a bold move, trading for quarterback Steve Young from the Buccaneers. The trade involved 2 draft picks, a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick, and it raised eyebrows at the time. Young struggled initially, splitting time with Joe Montana. However, he eventually emerged as the starter and led the 49ers to a Super Bowl victory. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers failed to capitalize on their draft picks, leaving many to question their decision-making. It was a trade that paid dividends for the 49ers and haunted the Buccaneers for years to come. It's hard to believe now, but Brett Favre's career started in Atlanta. The Falcons drafted Favre in 1991.
Atlanta has selected Brett Favre, quarterback, Southern Mississippi,
envisioning him as their quarterback of the future. However, Favre struggled to find his footing in Atlanta and was eventually traded to the Packers for a 1st-round pick. Little did the Falcons know they were giving away a future Hall of Famer. Favre flourished in Green Bay, winning 3 MVP awards and a Super Bowl, while the Falcons struggled to find stability at the quarterback position. It was a trade that changed the course of history for both franchises. In 1998, the Chargers made a bold move, trading up to select Ryan Leaf with the 2nd overall pick in the draft. The Chargers gave up a 2nd-round pick that year and their 1st-round pick in the following year's draft to move up 1 spot. Expectations were sky-high for Leaf, but he failed to live up to the hype. He struggled on and off the field, posting a dismal record as a starter and clashing with teammates and coaches. The trade set the Chargers back for years and serves as a cautionary tale of the dangers of overvaluing potential. The Bears' decision to trade up for Mitchell Trubisky in the 2017 NFL Draft raised eyebrows across the league.
With the second pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Mitchell Trubisky, quarterback, North Carolina.
Hello, Mitchell Trubisky.
The Bears traded away their first-round pick, 2 third-round picks, and a fourth-round pick to move up just one spot to select Trubisky second overall. Meanwhile, future MVPs Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes flourished elsewhere. It was a trade that set the Bears back and left fans wondering what could have been. In 2013, the Colts made a bold move, trading their first-round pick in the 2014 draft for running back Trent Richardson. The Colts believed Richardson could be the missing piece to their offense, but he failed to live up to expectations. Richardson struggled to find running lanes and averaged just 3.1 yards per carry during his time in Indianapolis. The Colts eventually cut ties with Richardson, leaving them without a premier running back and questioning the wisdom of the trade. It was a move that set the Colts back and haunted them for years to come. The Colts' decision to trade for Carson Wentz in 2021 was supposed to be a game-changer. The Colts gave up a conditional first-round pick and a third-round pick to acquire Wentz from the Eagles. However, Wentz struggled to find consistency in Indianapolis, battling injuries and inconsistency on the field. The Colts eventually traded Wentz to the Washington Commanders for a couple of third-round picks, leaving them without a long-term solution at quarterback. It was a trade that backfired for the Colts and left them searching for answers. In 1993, the Rams made a bold move, trading running back Jerome Bettis to the Steelers for draft picks. The Rams believed they could get value in return for Bettis, but he flourished in Pittsburgh, earning Pro Bowl honors and leading the Steelers to a Super Bowl victory. Meanwhile, the Rams struggled to find stability at the running back position and regretted their decision to trade Bettis. It was a move that set the Rams back and left them wondering what could have been. The Houston Oilers' decision to trade Steve Largent to the Seattle Seahawks for a mere 8th-round pick proved to be a monumental blunder. Largent's Hall of Fame career with the Seahawks, marked by record-breaking performances and Pro Bowl appearances, left the Oilers regretting their hasty decision to part ways with him. The trade remains a point of contention among fans and analysts, with many questioning the rationale behind trading away a player who would go on to become one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history. Largent's success in Seattle stands as a constant reminder of the Oilers' misjudgment and the long-term implications of blockbuster trades in the NFL. Largent's tenure in Seattle saw him catch 819 passes for 13,089 yards and 100 touchdowns, setting numerous franchise records. The 49ers' decision to trade up for Trey Lance in the 2021 NFL Draft raised eyebrows across the league. The 49ers gave up 3 first-round draft picks and a third-round pick to move up to select Lance third overall. Expectations were sky-high for Lance, but he struggled to find consistency on the field and battled injuries. The 49ers eventually traded Lance to the Cowboys for a 4th-round pick, leaving them without a long-term solution at quarterback. It was a trade that set the 49ers back and left them wondering what could have been. The New Orleans Saints' decision to trade their entire draft for Ricky Williams in the 1999 NFL Draft ranks as one of the worst trades in league history. Williams' underwhelming performance combined with the dearth of draft picks left the Saints reeling, serving as a cautionary tale of the perils of overcommitting to a single player. The draft remains a point of contention among fans and analysts, with many questioning the rationale behind trading away valuable draft capital for a player who would ultimately fail to live up to expectations. Williams' struggles in New Orleans underscore the importance of prudent roster management and the long-term implications of player acquisitions in the NFL. Williams' tenure in New Orleans saw him rush for a total of 3,129 yards and 16 touchdowns in 3 seasons before being traded to the Miami Dolphins. In the annals of NFL history, these 15 trades stand out as cautionary tales of mismanagement, missed opportunities, and monumental blunders. From trading away future Hall of Famers to squandering draft capital on unproven talent, these trades have left a lasting impact on the franchises involved. As fans, we can only hope that teams learn from these mistakes and make smarter decisions in the future. But until then, these trades serve as reminders of the high stakes and unpredictability of the NFL trade market. Until next time, keep your eyes on the trade deadline.